let's move on to the final topic. This is exciting. What moment in NBA history would you change? Brian, I'll let you go first.
Is there any criteria? It could be anything, any
Okay.
moment.
Okay. So, like, I'll give you an example. So, let's just say it's like an injury, like somebody gets hurt, and but but even if you change it, right? So you say, all right, Kobe Bryant, he tore his Achilles against the Warriors. But even if I change that moment and say, all right, he doesn't tear his Achilles, that doesn't mean that eventually he wouldn't tear his Achilles. It's
Mm.
just it's just that he didn't tear his Achilles against that team. Because you got to remember he was playing 40 plus minutes every single night. He was overworking himself. Eventually his body was going to break down. So I don't think me changing that moment in NBA history will do much of anything except prolong Kobe's games that he can play until eventually his body starts breaking down. So that's like an
Okay.
example of like, all right, it has to be something that will actually change history. It can't just be like, oh well, Solomon Hill doesn't undercut LeBron's ankle, and now LeBron is out for how many weeks, and he comes back and he's not the same player. Even if LeBron was healthy and he never got hurt, Anthony Davis was hurt that year. So like the Lakers weren't going to win the championship regardless. So it has to be something to where it actually changes the course.
It's not like hypothetical or something, right?
Like it
Well,
will
it's all hypothetical, but like
it will actually change
okay.
everything. Like
Okay.
this there's no debate about it. Like if Kevin Durant doesn't join the Warriors, that changes everything. That's the type of moment that I'm talking about in NBA history where, okay, there you go. All right, so is there anything after I tell you that, is there any moment that you want to change now?
I
Do you
have
have
two
an
in
idea?
mind.
All right, all right.
And it's going to sound like the most hater stuff ever, but I don't care.
I already know what it is.
First one, Ray Allen doesn't hit that corner three in the finals.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
He doesn't hit the corner three. Matter of fact, Chris Bosh doesn't even get the rebound. How about that?
Okay.
Actually, no, because then someone else on the Heat theoretically could have made it. Ray Allen misses the three in the corner. My second pick would have been Kyrie Irving misses that 3-pointer in Game 7 of the final. But I said, you know what? The Warriors did drop 3 in a row, so I'm not going to choose that one as my number one because it theoretically still could have lost even if Kyrie missed that 3. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ray Allen corner 3. If that doesn't happen, we don't get none of this LeBron GOAT nonsense that I see every day.
Wow. Okay. That's an interesting one. Yeah, if Ray Allen didn't hit that 3, it changes everything in regards to LeBron's legacy because now that'll be the second stain on his legacy. The first one was 2011, and then the second one would be 2013, losing to the Spurs when people thought that you were going to win. A lot of people thought that you would win. So that would be detrimental to LeBron's career. We probably might not even have a Kobe versus LeBron debate either, or LeBron versus Kareem debate at one point. LeBron might not even be considered a top 5 player if he loses to the Spurs. A lot of things happen. So I'd be curious to see what would happen if the Miami Heat don't beat the Spurs in 2013. Would LeBron only have one ring? One ring. Or would he have 2 rings? Like I'm curious. I'm wondering what would happen. But here we go. So for me, selfishly, I would go with Lakers don't make the trade for Russell Westbrook. That by far, selfishly, if the Lakers don't make the trade for Russell Westbrook, we're having a completely different conversation in terms of the trajectory of the Lakers. That trade single-handedly screwed us over for the next 2 to 3 years until we finally got Luka. But even still, even though we got Luka, we're still dealing with the remnants of that Russell Westbrook trade because there's so many things that we just can't do because of the Russell Westbrook trade. Like it was a ripple effect. That trade literally had a ripple effect for the Lakers, for the league, because if that trade didn't happen, the Lakers would have more flexibility. They would have other ways that they can sign players, that they can improve the roster. But because they did that trade, they effectively ended LeBron's ability to win rings.
Wait, you said LeBron?
I said that trade effectively ended LeBron's ability to win another ring.
I agree with that.
If they didn't trade for Russell Westbrook, there would have been more opportunities for LeBron to win a ring. We wouldn't hear LeBron complaining or reports of LeBron complaining about, oh man, I want to win. Oh, I'm putting pressure on the organization to win. That's why I'm not resigning. I'm only doing a 1+1 with a player option. These are just things that changes the whole fabric of the NBA. You can call it like the MCU calls it a nexus event. That Russell Westbrook trade was a nexus event. The Ray Allen 3 was a nexus event. Those things have to happen in order for the NBA to function as it is now. Like everything that we see about the NBA is because of those moments. Everything that we see about the NBA media and certain narratives is because of those moments. If those moments don't happen, I'm telling you, it's completely different. The perception of LeBron is different. The perception of LeBron is different because of those two moments. If LeBron wins a 5th ring, think about it. LeBron wins a 5th ring, 2 with the Lakers. 2 with the Lakers. That GOAT debate? Oh my God.
You know what? That is a good moment. I did not expect you to say that because I was like, oh yeah, that Russell Westbrook trade did happen, and it did kind of like screw the Lakers over to this day. Yeah, that was a franchise setback move because that was a god awful experiment right there. Yeah, that's a good one. So what would have happened if okay, they don't acquire Russ, so what do they do? Because they still let Caruso and them go after that bubble ring, and he was a pivotal piece to that championship roster.
Well, so Kuzma was still on the roster, KCP was still on the roster. They would have more options to work with. There would be other big time names that they could potentially trade for. Remember, Donovan Mitchell, eventually he was asking out of Utah. Maybe you could try to do a deal to try to get Donovan Mitchell. And then also with Anthony Davis situation, right? We all know we eventually traded Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic, the heist of the century. But maybe you trade him sooner for another star player. You just never know. You have flexibility. You're not
pigeonholed.
You're not what's it called? You're not handcuffed.
Oh, okay.
You're not limited on what you can do. Now you have the ability to be like, all right, let's go to this direction. Because the team was still good. The 2020 team was still good. It's just they decided, you know what, the Brooklyn Nets got James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie. We got to compete with them over there. We can't beat them unless we have a super team. So you know what? We're gonna go get Russell Westbrook. No, that's not what you're supposed to do. And It didn't work. And oh yeah, man, remember Kyrie Irving? He eventually asked out.
Yep.
That's another thing. Now I understand there was a bit of a something going on between the Nets ownership and them not wanting to ship Kyrie to the Lakers, but you still, hey, if you don't trade for us, you have more assets that you can offer the Brooklyn Nets to get Kyrie. It's just so much stuff, man. It's just so much stuff that could have happened if the Lakers didn't trade for Russ. That was a nexus event. That doesn't happen, then the whole landscape of the NBA changes. There was something else. There was another moment in NBA history I'm trying to think of that I wish I could change. I'm trying to think. I think it would be the Chris Paul trade.
Ooh, it not getting vetoed.
Yeah, if it didn't get vetoed, that's probably another one because I want to see Kobe. If Kobe has 6 rings, boy. People don't understand. Like, bro, the reason why people bring up that trade so much, and I'm glad we talked about Chris Paul a few weeks ago. Chris Paul was so dominant during that time. He was easily the best point guard in the NBA. Derrick Rose was a fantastic player. But if you know basketball, you know Chris Paul is the best point guard in the NBA. Bro, Chris Paul, he was maybe top 5 player at that point. First team All NBA, the best guard defender, the best point guard, one of the best offensive weapons in the NBA. To add him with Kobe would have been so dangerous. It would have been a nightmare for the league. But yeah, man, that is all I wanted to talk about for today. It's a little longer than usual, the podcast, but yeah, man, I enjoyed the conversation.
Fun topic.
Yeah, fun topic. I tried to think outside of the box for once.